And it's done.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's a big oh no.
I wasn't even ready yet.
Too bad. We're here. You got to deal with it now.
Consequences.
Yep. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. We're gonna play some Pathfinder. It's gonna be great, and yeah, I have no idea what else to say. So let's do some introductions. Bert, start us off.
Hey, I'm Bert, and I'm playing Mordeth, the Ice Elf, raconteur, thief. Generally, I don't know. I think I've got a sunny disposition. Yeah. I just like to burn things. That's really the only deficit.
That's a small price to pay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is an engrossed Dan.
Hey everybody, Dan with the Defenders, and yes, sorry, I'm actually still working on things, so I'll be done soon, probably, maybe. Life, magic, and bullshit.
Okay. Well, why you've told us who Dan is? Who is Dan playing?
Sherbert. It's basically the same exact story, though.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Life, magic, and bullshit.
And bullshit.
Yeah, there we go. Over on the other side, up at the top, there's Jake.
I'm Jake. I'm with the Defenders of Kobold. I will be playing a seer elf turned alchemist nicknamed Beaker. And that's all he does. He plays with chemicals. That's safe, right?
He's our own little Heisenberg.
You're goddamn right.
Moving on
That
down.
sounded too sure to be a Heisenberg.
Next up, we got us a Jeff.
Yeah, hey, I'm Jeff. I'm playing Puck, who is a hobgoblin ranger, former bounty hunter, who loves flails, loves tripping people, and loves contracts. He's very big into contract law. Not the other laws aren't that big a deal, but the contract laws are he's very interested in bargains, that kind of stuff. And he was recently cursed by some sort of like Gorgon-like deity after playing around with the deck of many things, where he also got his new fancy weapon that he absolutely loves. So, win some, lose some. It's all good. Yeah.
And also, Captain just threw some bits at us, so we're starting a session off. We get 1 hero point for starting it, and another hero point thanks to Captain. But let's not forget. Hiding in the corner down there's a Jeremy.
Hello. I'm gonna be playing Barbar. I'm an orc that got adopted by some farmers, and I guess I kind of became a barbarian, like the spirit touch type, which is sort of like basically a barbadin, I guess is what I am. And I have a castle now, so that's weird.
Yeah. We're gonna have to. Did we ever come up with the name for your castle?
I think it's Unity Keep.
Okay.
Nice.
If you look on the city map, there's journal entries all over. You can just double click on those. They'll open up. And you all have full permissions for those. So you can go ahead and update that name if you want. You just click on the title and you can type it in. So yeah, Unity Keep. Very cool. All right. What do we got? So yeah, last time you all had taken a job from the wizard Findelum, going kind of along the same tracks as what you were already doing. You were looking into this group that's referred to as the Blade Abhorrent. They're making monsters and trying to release them around town. But Findelum had you come over, and he threw out a job for you. The leader of the Blade Abhorrent is this wizard named Sister Aberrance, and she dwells, he thinks, somewhere down in the deep tunnels. Is that right? Deep tunnels, yeah. And super dangerous down there. And he wants you all to go and find a way down there, scout out what she's up to, and report back with information. Yeah, so that was kind of the setup. You all headed on down to the Undercity, which is kind of like the expansive sewer system underneath the city. And you came across a group of thugs, a gang known as the Viper Strikes, with ties to the Vor Rabar. And you murdered their leader because he was a member and had a bounty on his head and a bunch of others, and you appointed their new leader, the Brad. So
New pawn.
what's that?
Our new pawn in life.
Your new pawn, yeah. Mornath's new lackey. And so, yeah, that's kind of where we left it off. You all talked about going and cashing in that bounty for the runt. And then it was kind of up in the air on what you were going to do next. So, what's the plan?
I think we're making money first.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's good.
Turn in that skull.
I've been kind of running a bit short lately, so refilling the pockets, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Also, getting some pockets. Not a bad thing.
That's true. These are like sweatpants. I don't know what Fendelium wears, but like, there's just... He clearly doesn't care anymore. He's just given up entirely.
Yeah, that's about right. So, yeah, you all head back up to the surface. Make your way over to the Glorious Hammer. That's the Fighters Guild, the ones who are maintaining that contract with you. You've got a deck of bounty cards with members of the Vor-Rabar on it. And let's take a look. Who is your contact over there? Oh my gosh, it's hiding from me.
A halfling or a gnome or something.
He's
I
a
think I remember.
halfling, yep. Sten the Small. So yeah, you head on in, report to him, you plop down a severed head on his desk. Well, that's, okay, job well done. Here's your 500 gold for this one. And he hands over a pouch with 500 gold in it.
Thanks.
Wow.
Guy.
Man, looks like y'all been hard at it, doing the good work.
So you're not like officially with the government of the city, right?
No.
Okay.
We are technically on contract through the Seven Coins, which is the Merchants Guild, to provide, security, act as guards for the government.
Of course they're independent contractors, Puck. I mean, you didn't think you'd get this much gold from, like, the tax-paying citizens of the city,
That's
did you?
true. I was just wondering, is it possible I could peruse the contract at some point? I would really like to get an idea for, where to what end we are allowed freedom and flexibility to operate. Like, we killed this runt, rightfully so. I mean, but I just want to make sure that we're not, breaking some sort of stipulation.
Well, I mean, you all don't technically work for the Glorious Hammer. You're outside contractors again, right?
So we're subcontractors.
Yeah, you're subcontractors.
Oh, that's not good.
Don't say that like a dirty word, bro. I mean, Puck, it's a common thing.
He might as well just called us assholes. Like, that's really basically what he...
No, we're deniable assets. Deniable assets.
See, that's my concern. Like basically,
suggesting-
we killed somebody, and like, there's nothing contractual that we have that says that we were allowed to.
No, I see where the confusion is now. You are confusing disposable asset with deniable asset. We're just deniable, right?
I think
Yeah,
you're confusing us
deniable,
with
yeah.
not assholes.
See, now, personally, yes, I think we are the assholes. Yes.
So-
I mean,
All
yes.
I'm saying is, I would
obviously.
like to have some sort of paperwork, a paper trail, so that if we're ever asked questions by the powers that be within this kingdom about why we killed this person or that person, we have contract paperwork to fall back on. That's all I'm asking for.
It's not a question
Receipt.
about who
Can we have a
killed
receipt
who.
for this head?
Yeah, I'll get you a receipt written up. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you're that concerned about it, I'll go talk with our lawyers and we can come up with a special subcontractor contract for you that gives you full rights to carry out the business of collecting these bounties.
Excellent. Like an all-purpose writ. I'm very good at this. I have
Yeah.
legal lore. I used to be a
Oh,
bounty
okay.
hunter. Like, I could help with the contract. Right?
That
I
would
can
Does
read
that
and
make
write.
us-
That would be
Does that
fantastic.
make us legitimate assholes?
Yeah, legitimate assholes. Yes.
Sanctioned assholes.
Oh,
Nice.
Licensed to asshole.
License to dump.
I don't know where
So
this
they're
is
all
going,
good
but I
ideas.
love it. Absolutely.
I don't think I'm an asshole. I don't think you guys are assholes either. And I think you've always been very polite to us too, sir.
Well, I
Maybe-
appreciate that. You do good work.
Maybe we're regulated assholes.
I do appreciate when you all are about to do something really wild and possibly cause destruction. At least you check in first to let us know.
Well, every asshole
that
needs a
was nice when you
sphincter.
did
That's
that.
kind of what Barbar is, right? He contains the asshole a little,
The
Oh,
regulator.
yeah.
Right?
He
Like I said,
holds
the
regulates
shit
it a
back.
little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regulated.
I thank you, I think.
Authorized and regulated.
Anyway, we'll work on that contract for you.
I'd like to peruse the language, if please. I
Yeah.
am one of those people who reads the term of service
Yeah,
before
that's
using
fine.
the
That's
application.
fine.
You don't just click
You
agree.
just don't
Puck
click
Puck
agree.
totally reads everything like 3 or 4 times just to make sure.
You just turn those pages over and hit next at the bottom.
Gotta look for any way we could like squeeze an extra buck out of him, you know?
Hmm.
Well, the paper's got to be worth something.
It's true.
Just
It's
saying.
true.
I might go take a minute and like stuff some gauze in my gaping chest wound.
Oh yeah, you may want to go get that treated. That looks a little intense.
I mean, you can only see a little bit of bone. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay. As long as it's just a little bit. Oh,
I was walking behind you, and so I just kind of assumed that the blood coming off was just from, what you were trailing from, well, that fella there. If you'd like, I can take a look.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, excellent. Let me find some chemicals here. I'm sure this will go quite swimmingly for you. 24. Oh my
Wow.
god.
wow. Knocked it out of the park.
Oh, geez. Let me see what find my feats here.
Is that 3 dice?
It may very well be. No, because I think it's 15, and so then 25
And
would be
25 is like 4.
Yeah. Quick alchemy battle medicine. Here we go. Treat wounds. 15. Where is it? Yeah, 2d8.
Nice.
So 7 hit points gained, and if you have the wounded condition, which I don't think you do, it's removed.
I don't, but man, I gotta tell you, I really appreciate that.
Well,
That one
Yeah.
guy got in a really lucky shot.
mercifully, your skill superseded his luck.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really glad you're here, Beaker. Thank you.
I'm glad you're in front of me.
That's great.
Oh, shucks. That's really nice of you.
That's one way to put it.
That's where you want a sphincter, is right up front, right?
Facing forward proudly.
That's it.
Some really conflicting imagery.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've heard of front butt, right?
I have not.
I have. I mean, where were you? Got a great fun, Brett.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of healing, I believe I may be coming down with a case of bog rot. So, I may take some time to not contract that.
Okay. Do you know what you need to do for that?
I believe I need some sort of a healing check in order to give myself a bonus to my next resistance check, which should come in a little less than a day's time now.
Cool. I will take
Hello.
your word on that because I remember inflicting that on you.
Mornith looks down and forgot that he's bleeding all over the place. Oh, I think I have a wound too.
Imagine that.
Why don't all of you go to, healer or something? And Mr. The Small and I have some contract work to do. So I'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Baker, how many organs are extra?
Most
I-
of them.
That depends on how many you've ordered to begin with.
Ordered?
Well, yes. I mean, if you want an extra amount of organs, then you'd have to pay more than the regular. Well, how about we go to that healer? Perhaps the healer can answer more of our medically related questions.
That's a good idea. The folks over at the Sarenrae Temple seem pretty friendly with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can head there. You can also head to your castle because you have healers there now too.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Let's go to Castle Friendship and
Castle Barbar.
There's less
Indeed.
guilt involved in that healing. Let's do that.
Okay.
Does
Yeah.
Barbar have to pay them and everything? We give them a living wage.
I think it was an exchange because the temple people, they're doing their own thing. Pretty much they set up a rent-free temple
Yeah.
in Barbar's castle. So that's kind
Barbar's
of
just like, hey, do you want a free temple and a free hospice? Here you go.
yeah, they gave Barbar handed over one of the two towers of his castle for that. So
So we get free healing.
you get free healing.
It's not rent free. It's healing free.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, some of you can head back to the castle to begin recuperation, while Puck Puck is going to hang out with the lawyers at the Glorious Hammer and hammer out a contract.
I'll hang out with Puck Puck because I have nothing better to do.
It's a montage of 12 hours of the two of them. Tons of scrolls and tomes,
Oh my.
candles flickering down from water, constantly going back and forth, writing, redlining, and rewriting, and redlining, and rewriting, pulling out different books, arguing left and right, and finally, well, all of this looks good, I think, and finally signs it.
And invisible rope shenanigans.
The whole time you're just playing with rope in the corner.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, I'll tell you what. First off, Puck Puck, I do want you to give me that. You've got a law lore.
I have legal lore.
Give me
Yeah,
a legal lore test. I just want to see
God.
how favorable this contract is to you.
Okay, fair enough.
Or we can always throw some underworld lore in there. too.
I'm gonna re-roll it. I'm gonna burn.
Okay.
Oh, we should all get a hero point, right?
You should have started the session with 2 hero points. Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
God, killing me.
We
just
have
go for it.
we have honest to goodness rerolls still if you want to use a regular ass reroll.
I'll let
Okay,
you
I
do
used
that.
I used a hero point, and now I use a regular.
Yeah.
All right, one more try.
There it
we
is.
go.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Third try's a charm.
There we
pretty
go.
much.
Just like your montage suggested, you really had to dig.
To
Exactly.
struggle through it, yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is not equitable. What's wrong with you?
Maybe
Pretty
you break
much.
out a dictionary that
Yeah.
proves the definition of a couple words.
There you go.
Just pull out my file at one point. I start playing around with it. Oh, I see what you're trying to. You're trying to get me by the balls, Mr. The Small, aren't you? No, I don't think so. You have to get up very early in the morning to get one over on the Puck Puck.
Don't worry, there was some invisible rope tripping that happened.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much your contract comes out to, as long as you can in some way loosely tie it to Glorious Hammer business, you've got a free reign.
Perfect.
Gosh. And as we're walking away, I'll just turn to my loosely tie these idiots. Did they go to community college? This is ridiculous. The amount of things I can do with this contract. Are you kidding? We can burn the whole city down, blame it on the hammer, and we're completely scot-free legally wise. It's gonna be wonderful.
That sounds like an okay idea.
Does that cover Mornath as well?
Oh, I know that's whew, yeah, we're okay. He's no longer like a total liability for us anymore. I think we're gonna be okay.
But don't you think that they probably made a contract with another group of adventurers to take us out if we do anything stupid? I mean, that's what I would do.
Sure, but if we take them out first and we say the reason we're doing it is because it's hammer business, because it's related back to us, and it's wrong of them to try to kill us because we are subcontractors now
Right.
of
so-
the hammer people, and we have to defend ourselves. So it's part of contract business.
Okay, seems to work out.
Okay. It's going to be
So-
great.
Business as usual, but with a contract.
I'm just carrying this around. I'm making like 3 different copies of it. It's putting one in a social security box. There's no, not a social
Yeah.
security box. You know what
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
So is this basically a hammer time contract?
Yes.
Well,
All we're missing is the pants.
That's great. Absolutely great.
I can afford them now, at least.
Yeah.
The
All right.
pants, right?
So,
How are we dividing up the cash, by the way?
I mean, it's easy 100 each.
There was 500 though.
There's 5 players.
5 of us.
Oh,
You-
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I owe
my
you-
screen is only showing 4 players.
Oh, no.
Let me zoom out a little.
Morneth, you very kindly gave me 50 gold. I shall kindly give you back 50 gold. Plus the 3 or 4 silver I gave you last time, so that
I
should
would
be
say plus
interest.
2 or 3 silver of interest.
Yes.
okay. So yeah, we'll
Which was Jeremy's money.
we'll move this.
How much healing did we get?
I was gonna say you spend the rest of the day with the healers. I'll let you take it up to full.
Okay.
So yeah, we move on to the next day. You've all had a thorough round of tending to from the healers there with the temple, and you're all back up to full health. Jake, I'll even let you take care of that bog rot.
Hooray.
You will rot no more.
You rot no more. So what's the plan?
Either
Back
we
in the
go-
sewers.
Were
Go
we
the other
talking to the
way.
rat people? Or did we just want to go raid the other church, nasty church people?
We could go speak with the Rota. They might know more, and we could be going into other things with.
Or hear me out. We now have pockets full of gold, at least 100 gold apiece or thereabouts. We could go out and have a night on the town. And then we'd be broke and we'd be more enthused about doing more work. Because I gotta say, I'm not feeling it with gold in my pocket.
I'm actually inclined to agree with you. I mean, for purely sacred reasons, Callistria would really smile upon my works if several of them were dirty.
When I was working with the Small today, he did mention there is a wonderful legal library. We could all go there. We could get some coffee.
Oh
We could
my.
sit around. I can go over the contract with you at great length. It sounds like a wonderful evening.
Yes, I will go and hire some legal aides. They'll help
Yeah,
us.
that seems like a fine name for a club.
Legal.
Oh my god. What kind of a club is that?
What kind of AIDS is it? Oh no.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, we haven't had any downtime in a while. I mean, when's the last time we went to a bar? I mean, yeah, sure, we stole some alcohol a few times, but
I mean,
Oh,
we
we
did
can- we
murder
can
a lot of
see how
people
that-
at a bar just the other
Yes,
day.
we can see how that's coming along now.
Oh yeah.
You want to go to the Golden Trough?
I'll go meet my future wife or whatever we decided that one time that
the
I
bold
forgot about.
That's right. That's right. Gotta go. We have to go see Monica.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was Monica.
I already.
I've
already
lost track.
I already
Don't
forgot
remember.
the circumstance of how that came up.
I think Morneth is Phoebe. Puck
No, it's
Puck is
Rachel.
Chan.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
that's
sure.
right. That's right. That's right. It was the friends conversation.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Sherbert's Ross because he's a wizard.
Mm.
Yeah. It's
Closest
still,
thing
on,
to a professor.
it's still on my name even. I changed it. Now I'm Ross parentheses Sherbert.
Nice.
Wonderful. I'm looking for my map
Cat.
for the trough.
What?
Yeah.
jump
So yeah. Oh, there it
You
is.
jump down. You meow. You won't let me pick you up.
Yeah. If you all want to go back to the Bold Trough. What is this? That is not the right map at all. I want to activate it and see what you all see.
No, it looks like the underside of the
Barn. Yeah.
barn
Mm.
area. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
But we
Yeah, it
do
looks
have
like some.
the giant guy that was there.
Yeah.
And the stream seeing the right map.
That's so
We're
weird.
seeing the site of a demonic entity,
Yeah.
who just so happens to be the guy who used to own the Golden Trough.
Yeah,
So
we're
strange.
seeing. Oh, we're in the basement of the Golden Trough, I think,
No, you're in the basement of the barn. Two
or the barn. the barn.
totally unrelated maps. I'm
gonna
just
get that.
refreshing. I'm waiting on the refresh now.
My token's not even in the
Same.
map. There's doors and stuff in random places. It's pretty
Lord.
exciting.
Okay, we just won't use the map.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh,
fine.
I did have a question. Like while we're at the castle,
Yeah.
I might ask the clerics of Serenray, like, is Serenray overall in good terms with some of your more like nature-based sects?
Yeah, I
Or,
mean,
like,
yeah, the Theron Ray, she's of course one of the good deities, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll be, as long as no one's creating undead,
Mm-hmm.
you know, denying chances of redemption or harboring evil. Yeah, Saren Ray would be in good relations with them.
Okay. I
We don't do
have
those things.
the
right?
beginnings of a plan.
Oh boy.
I'm going to call it like a good neighbor policy. Like maybe we can invite that druid to come in and kind of like let some of the farmers know about some of the basics of like, hey, why it's important not to go, mess with her trees. Maybe she can give them some like farming tips and ways to work the land.
Like
And
a
if that's
good
not against
neighbor,
Saren Ray's
Saren Ray's
priests,
there.
like it seems like a win-win.
It does seem like a win-win.
Yeah.
Saren Ray Farmer Insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I have like a small game of Suikoden in the back of my head now that there's a castle.
Nice.
Suikoden, so good.
I'm just gonna go to this music. All right. So, what was your question? I got distracted. Oh yeah, they're in good terms. Yeah.
Okay.
So where were you going with that?
Basically, the idea of doing like, I mean, it would have to come at possibly a later time, but
Yeah.
reaching out, there's that the halfling druid we met early on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe trying to work out a way that maybe she can come to the castle from time to time. She can kind of say her piece, talk about why her particular grove of trees is sacred and maybe some of the importance of what she does. And maybe in exchange for getting some of the farmers to show up and like pay attention and maybe try and give them good reason not to go mess with her stuff, she might use some of her druidic knowledge to help them
Oh, okay.
have better farming skills.
So you want to
Magic.
broker peace talks between the druids
Yeah.
in the woods and the farmers? Okay, yeah, that's something we can definitely work in. Cool. Anyway,
We'll have a musical, 7 druids for 7 farmers.
yeah.
Yeah.
You head to the bold trough. You head in. The fire damage is mostly repaired at this point. Drinks are being served. Seems to be busier than what it was before. Also seems to be significantly cleaner.
Well, fire will clean, and it was a spectacle, which brings people in. This checks out.
Monica sees you coming in, and you can see she's got new wait staff bustling around working. Oh, hey!
Chuck.
What's that?
Rachel.
Rachel. Oh, it's Rachel. My bad.
It's Rachel now.
It's Rachel now. Let me update my note.
Monica, that's your old name when you worked for a bad guy. Rachel's your new name. Because you work for us now, right? No.
I don't work
Yes.
for you. No, I appreciate the help you did. And I'll tell you what, when you come in, drinks are on me.
Yes.
I mean, hell, you got me a business of my own. That's fantastic.
And have you filed the appropriate paperwork for the business with the government? I mean, yes, you see, because you're now a rightful owner, there's all sorts of things you have to go through. I would gladly lend assistance for a nominal fee, of course.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I would be, if you want to help me out with that, that was great. I thought business ownership was working off like Highlander rules or some shit.
There can only be one bar, right?
Yeah,
We live in a society, Rachel. Come on now.
We do?
We do.
5 jalapeno popper plates, please.
You got him. And she calls out to one of the servers, like, get some poppers out here. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming by, guys. What brings you my neck of the wood? Just blowing off some steam?
Yeah. It's been
once.
kind of crazy lately.
Yeah. That's
By the way, Puck Puck, what is your fee normally for something like
if
that?
you thought the child smuggling was bad, it got worse.
I would not have believed that, but coming from you, I probably will.
It depends on the specific business, bar. There's many cases where I would gladly work pro bono if it was for various charitable works. For something like a bar, I would consider, I don't know, we'll say 1 gold on retainer, and every hour I work, I get something that simple. I don't want to break her bank here. That's ridiculous. She's a newfound business owner. I don't want to.
So at some point a little bit later, I'll help her carry the tray of poppers over, and I'll give her 10 gold.
I think I'll go out while the festivities get started. I'll go out and I'll get some supplies. I'll get a bunch of cream cheese, some jalapenos, flour, 10 javelins, a bunch of chalk. I'll go to that acting troupe where I got my new eyebrows from, which are totally natural. I'll hire 6 dancers for the night and some setups for cages so we could have go-go dancers. Then I'll pick up some paper and ink and quills, and then we'll just have a drunken legal document crafting party with lawn darts.
That's absolutely
the way that they were meant to be, dangerous.
Yeah. Let's say 20 gold, Jake.
All right.
So yeah, you go out, you set up this huge legal party. Drinks are being had, food's being consumed, music, dancing, to the nines. It's amazing. And there you have, in the middle of the dance floor, Puck Puck and Rachel digging through, old business records of Moosin, filling out new documentation. No, you got to sign here and then initial to this one.
And because you have employees, you actually need a kingdom tax ID number. So I go ahead and have that for you right here. I also have several copies of Vruzian business licenses. I just carry around them on me, no problem. It's excellent. So we'll take care of that for you too. And I can file this for you. No problem. I know people down at the offices.
Okay.
I'll start throwing javelins at the chalk targets I've made, and I'll say, lawn darts, winner gets a free clause in the legal document.
That's amazing.
What's that?
Who's all competing? Does anyone want to get in on that lawn dart competition?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm going to say... 7 patrons step up.
Oh, hell yeah.
And want to compete as well. So we're going to do a... I don't have my notebook over here. You're a notebook now. Okay. So Beaker and Barbar.
Adding a javelin to my equipment here.
Mornith, do you want to get in on this?
No, but I do want to go and find some games of chance that are going on. That's how I'm going to spend my night.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll say if there's not a game of dice going on currently, I'm sure if you poke around, you can put one together. Okay. So this is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, my goal is probably to sabotage the game of lawn darts.
I will allow it. We're going to do 3 rounds. Everyone gets a throw. We're just going to roll these attacks, count up the totals, and whoever has the highest at the end wins. And they get to work with Puck Puck to stipulate what that byline is going to be.
A natural one means somebody puts an eye out.
I love that.
Because that's what happens with lawn darts.
Also, Rachel,
yes.
If you're going to be having these types of games of chance, that means you have to start following certain paperwork to make sure that the idea of gambling, it's not legal everywhere. Fortunately, we're with Vruz does have legal gambling, so everything will be fine. It's just additional paperwork. But unfortunately, I do have copies of those scrolls, right? I think it's in my, here we go. I just pull out another scroll to fill those out as well.
Absolutely wonderful. 3 rounds sounds like a lot when I look at 7 villagers participating. What was that? That was a, what was the weapon, Jake?
Javelin.
Javelin, that's it.
I assume that
Okay.
probably,
Yeah.
if I have a hand dex already calculated in for throwing, would it basically be the same roll?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah, they've got crossbow loaded up, so that's what we're gonna roll off. Okay, first round, Beaker, you get the first shot.
Hell yeah. Here we go.
Wow,
Oh man.
that's fantastic. So yeah, long throw, boom, almost dead center. Barbar.
Okay. Here we go. And well, okay, I thought it was. There we go.
25, even
Oh.
better. Wow.
Ooh.
So Sherbert there, what are you doing to manipulate this?
I mean, I'm probably gonna save it for the end because I was just gonna put an invisible rope on someone's javelin who's that way their throws off. You know, if anybody's like, you know, close to threatening
Like that guy. That guy right there.
Barbar or Beaker, we'll just put a little extra weight on their javelin where they can't see it.
We've
Looks
got.
like it's that guy with the 21.
Oh, snap. Oh, wow, yeah. That's the dude I have in 7th, or in my list of 7. Dan, what's this guy's name?
It's probably Steve.
Steve?
Steve Bob.
Steve Bob.
Steve Bob.
I was hoping it would be Bob Lob. And then we could then add in the Bob Lob Law.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I'm willing to go with that.
We're going deep. Okay, well, I'm just going to
Yep.
refer to him as Bob for now.
Yeah, let's go with Bob.
All right, let's do our second round.
He's getting invisible roped.
All right. Beaker, you can throw.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow.
not bad. Barbar.
Okay, let's go again.
Not as good.
That's good.
Not terrible, but not as good. It's okay.
All right. So, Dan, you're going to do this invisible rope.
Uh-huh.
So I want a test for casting this. You can turn it invisible. You don't have any issues doing it. But the rope trick, I don't know if there's any rolls tied to either of those. But
There aren't.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead. This music's so intense for a lawn dart competition.
It is.
So intense. Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's just Puck Buck trying to intimidate the bar owner with all the things that could happen if she doesn't roll appropriately.
Every time one of
Just call
the
Arcana.
darts nearly flies and hits somebody, I'm like, and have you thought about getting business insurance for it? Place?
Yeah, give me an arcana.
Get Capcom on the line. Get some Ace Attorney music playing.
Is it rolling?
Because what my terrible idea I had in mind is Unseen Servant takes the invisible rope over and then the rope ties itself onto the channel.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fine with that. I still want to. It's going to happen, but I would like an Arcana test.
Sure.
Just, I got an idea.
Okay, that's fine. I'm filled with fear.
Oh, okay. I will remember that.
I don't think
A
that's too bad.
telltale game.
Like for a critical fail, he just hits the serpent.
We'll remember that. I love looking at Chuck's face. He probably had a dungeon crawl planned.
Hey, that's the guy who
We're
jacked
just
up, isn't
jacking
it?
around
That
This
is-
this bar.
definitely has that one the tiny dungeons feel to it. Like, is there a taco truck nearby?
Oh, wow,
That
they
one
did
about the
better.
taco truck.
Yes.
So, let's see.
He's still got a nat 20.
Oof.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh
rocking.
my. Good for him.
I
Good for
picked
him.
the right guy to screw with.
That's
though.
true.
Okay. We're going to call it a 2 rounds. So that means that Beaker is going to end with a 47.
Mm-hmm.
Barbar ends with a, what is that? That's a 42.
42.
That dude's gonna be 20,
It's 40.
32, 30, 25, 27,
I think this guy at the
16.
bottom's got a 45.
Well, he would. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna roll a reflex save for this dude.
Can't have him doing better than us.
Okay, that's fine. So the rope, you get it tied on there. It's absolutely fantastic. And he throws it, and you've got your unseen servant to pull your knot taut as soon as it leaves his hand so he can't feel that resistance. And it arcs. The unseen servant kind of accidentally forgets to what exactly they're supposed to do once it's going. And they give a real hard tug. And it turns the javelin sideways and it pings into the thing, flies back, and almost impales the dude. He rolled high enough on his reflex save that he just stepped out. He's like,
my.
well, I've had too much to drink. I am out of this competition. But, Beaker, what do you want this byline to be?
Oh man. I don't know.
You didn't plan on
Hi,
winning,
Bob.
did
You did great.
No, I was expecting somebody else to win.
This is your opportunity to like work in like free drinks, free beer, something like that.
I just want 1% of the profits to go to me. I'd like to be a part owner of this business.
Okay, that's the byline that you got to work in, Puck Puck.
Don't forget who helped you.
Well, Rachel, it is actually a very good deal. Beaker has he could probably help you and assist you with various new weekend cocktails, apple teenies, that type of thing. He's very wise with the mixture of things. I think he could be an excellent investor. Now he's still a minority owner, and you still own the vast majority of the shares of this place, so you wouldn't have to worry about that at all. As your legal counsel, I would encourage you to agree to these terms.
And plus,
I will
if he's
lean
a
over
part
to
owner,
Puck Puck and I'll whisper in Puck Puck's ear. I don't want to be legally obligated to do any of that. Thank you.
well, don't worry. There's already the hammer time clause, so your clause can feed into the hammer time clause.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, it may not actually be a bad idea. This, ignoring all of that, to have a member of an adventuring party tied to ownership of this might give me a little bit of protection if anyone wants to come around and strong arm me. So, yeah,
Yes,
sure.
exactly. Yes.
1%, it's all yours.
A percentage. Yes.
More now.
Congratulations, Beaker. You are the 1%er.
I was making
Absolutely.
the same joke.
Yeah. So, Bert, what kind of game are you looking to start up?
Dice is fine.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
My next question, are you going to cheat?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So you find a handful of people, and I'll tell you what, they aren't particularly rich, so we're going to go with everyone's going to throw in a silver for the pot. We're going to say you get 4 other people playing, so 5 altogether. First pot's going to be 5 silver. So they're going to roll a not cheating roll, and you are going to roll a thievery roll, and whoever comes out highest wins this first go. It's nothing but luck rolling dice, but I'm going to still give him a dexterity test on this. Oh, first dude got a 5. 20. All right, you're 5 silver richer, and the dude who ran the 2, he's like, nope, I'm not rich enough for this, and he steps out. So now it's you and 3 others. Do you want to try and manipulate this to get a larger wager in?
No.
Okay, another hand of 5. Go ahead and roll yours. How are you cheating at these dice?
Oh, I'm using like finger finesse. I've done this enough that I can manipulate the roll of the dice.
Land it right where you want it.
Ooh, that's a low roll though. Somebody might win this one.
That if you want.
No, that's okay. I can lose a little.
Okay. All right, first dude. All right, they take your money this second round.
Okay.
All right, third round, they're all feeling good. The guy who pulled that 18, what's his name?
Charles.
Oh, God. He's like, you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm gonna do it. He puts a gold down.
Ooh. I don't know, Charlie. That's like food for your family for a month. You sure, man?
You know, I just got a raise at work. I took you last time. I can take you this time, and I'm taking us all on vacation.
All right. Is anybody else in or just Charlie?
One of the dudes is going to step out. The other one's in. So 3 golds on the table.
3 gold. Let's go.
Let you make your roll. 23.
My God.
Ooh, you still went out with that 23. You're 3 gold richer.
Okay.
Charlie just ghost white, starts sweating a little bit. Oh my God. My wife's going to kill me. Oh,
come on, Charlie. Double or nothing.
Oh.
You and me, buddy.
Give me I want a test for this. You want to give him a diplomacy test?
Diplomacy, huh? Ooh.
Yeah, see if you can talk him into it.
Sure you don't want deception?
If you want to try and sell this as a lie, absolutely. You just got to tell me how.
It's like, come on, Charlie, man. I mean, double or nothing. I mean, you could be going home so much richer. What is that? That 1 gold, is that like per month, per week? I mean, you can get like a couple of months worth of you buy your wife something nice.
Okay.
I'll roll it if you wanna. 12.
He's really kind of iffy on this. He's like, I can't go home empty. Okay, I'm in. The other guy is in as well. So they're each throwing down 2 gold.
All right.
First guy puts out a 10. Ooh, double 10s. All right, what you got?
20.
You rob him.
Right. Now, the other guy I'll let go. Charlie's got some personality, so I'll take him aside. So how much did I win? That was double or nothing. So that
so that would have been, they each put down 2, so you would run another 4 gold on that one.
All right. So I'm up 7 gold?
Yeah.
So I'll put 5 gold in Charlie's hand. I'll say, Charlie, one day I'll come to you asking for a favor.
Mornath, you're a good man. Absolutely anything you need, just ask. This is, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I'm not going to die tonight. And this money, oh man, we're still going on vacation.
Go buy your wife something nice and something moderate for the mistress.
You got it, sir. I'm gonna have to get a mistress first, but you got it. And he takes his 5 gold and he runs out with an extra skip in his step. Probably not really understanding what exactly he just agreed to.
Can I say that I walked to the table about the time that our friend here has negotiated a percentage of the bar?
Sure.
All right. I'll throw down. So I'll come in right after they're talking about it. Let me check my money here. I'll throw down 200 gold on the table and say, how much of the bar can I buy with this?
Behind him, I'll be looking at Rachel. Anytime Mornath looks around, I'll just be like,
I don't want to say anything. I just, I'd like a small percentage of the profits. If there's a profit, I mean, if you're running, to the negative, of course, I won't want anything. But, just a small percentage, just so I can say I've got ownership of something. Someplace to save my gold. It does weigh a lot. I'd like to travel light.
She looks so uncomfortable. She keeps glancing looks at Puck Puck. Why don't both of you? We're gonna do a roll off. Both of you give me a diplomacy test.
No, boy.
God, it's not good for me either, Bert.
10.
Oh,
Diplomacy. Where the hell is it? Oh, yeah, it's just a flat roll for me. Oh, hey.
Yeah. She's like, well, I already had to give up a percentage at this time. I can't. I'm sorry. You're a great guy, Mornath, but I'm gonna have to decline at this time.
Okay, counteroffer. For 200 gold, and I just kind of push it over to her. I want a mug with my name on it that I can drink here anytime I want, and free jalapeno poppers just for myself whenever I come in.
Deal.
Great!
Puck, let's put that in the contract.
All right,
And I go, I cough and I go, and I hold out my hand.
She
It's percentage.
2 gold.
slides over 2 gold.
Beautiful. Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Now I feel significantly poor and would like to go on adventures.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, my.
Okay. After a long night of contract work and drinking and lawn darts and gambling, you all head back to the castle to rest up, and in the morning you're ready to head back out to fill your pockets back up with adventure.
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
I think we're going to speak with the Rota. Is that? I think that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah, in the sewers. Where money is, right?
That way they'll let us do whatever we want, and they'll be okay with it.
Okay. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. Yeah, so yeah, you all head back down to the sewers. You can easily navigate to where the Viper Strike was, and from there you've got a decent understanding of how to navigate. Shops. I'm trying to put Charlie as an NPC in your guys' NPC folder. Don't want to forget Charlie.
Owes Mornath a favor.
That's exactly what he's listed as. All right. So I'll tell you what. You all head back down into the sewer. Start heading in the direction. So if we back up to the Undercity map. You come down around this area. You make your way towards that central hub where the Brad told you the road are located right off of there. The travel there, uneventful, no trouble. Eventually you come out, you're almost to that central section, and you come across this larger chamber underneath here, and you can see there's like a very small like shanty town set up. A bunch of small shacks set up here and there. You can see that there's some dim fires burning in a couple of the shacks. And as you're all approaching, you can see there's a man, kind of a taller, heavier set man standing outside, kind of in the central area of the shacks, and he's got an old spear with him. It looks like the humidity down here has warped the shaft, so it's kind of, curved a little bit. The spear head on it's very rusty, but he's standing guard there. You're all far out enough that he hasn't seen you yet. How do you want to approach?
I think her intent is to be peaceable here, right?
Yeah, that seems fair.
So, I think, make herself known. No
Okay.
surprises.
How do you do this?
Walk loudly, probably.
Okay.
Hail and well met, sir.
He turns to face you and he focuses his eyes for a second. You can tell when he calls out, he grips his spear a little bit lighter, but he's kind of surprised by such a cordial greeting. Hello? Hi. Sorry, just don't get many people passing through here who stop to and say hi.
Well, that's a shame, because it's good on you for being out here being so diligent. We just wanted to announce ourselves and go through peaceably and make sure you understand that we mean no ill will in your area.
That's fantastic. Good to know. I mean, you're welcome to pass through freely. Just no trouble. I would offer you something, but we don't really have much of anything, so can't be a strong host to you, but yeah.
Oh, no worries. I actually have a couple jalapeno poppers left on me. It's from last night, but still pretty good if you want one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, here you go, buddy.
And he takes them. He's got one in his hand. He pokes his head into a nearby shack, and you see a young kid comes out, maybe 5 or 6, like, oh, we got some food today, buddy. Here you go. And he gives the kid the popper. They both just swallow them, just inhale these things. You can see the kid's pretty thin. Probably doesn't get a whole lot of good food down here. And the kid, after eating this popper, is just like, it's so hot.
So good,
Yeah.
right?
Still good.
So good.
Well, thank you. You've given my son and I food for the day. That's good news. That's fantastic news. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
What brings you down to our neck of the woods?
I mean, we're kind of like passing through into deeper parts. Kind of hoping maybe somebody around here knows anything about what's beneath y'all.
Oh, what's beneath? Yeah, man, you don't want to go down there.
I mean, we kind of have to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the deep tunnels full of monsters and stuff like that. It's confusing to walk around in. I mean, I've never been down there, but I've heard stories. I don't know how to get down there. I mean, I don't. You may need to go talk to, get my notes, I'll tell you the right thing. You may need to go talk to Nelsk.
Okay.
If anyone's gonna know what Nelsk is.
Can you like tell us how to find?
Oh, yeah. So, if you head down this tunnel for a ways, you'll come to the central hub. Don't lean on the railing. It's weak. But you'll follow the central hub around. You'll see the big opening that they live in. Just head on down that way. They've got markings on it. Keep your weapon sheathed when you head that way. And yeah, it doesn't hurt if you go with a gift of food. Ask for Delph. As long as you're friendly and you put some food on the table, they'll probably tell you anything you want.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, by any chance, any of you have any medicine on you?
I could whip some up for you. What sort of medicine would you like?
Samantha in here. Don't go in. She's sick. She's got something that's been going around down here. We went and sent for one of the priests from the molding spore to see if they can come and heal her up any, but they won't be here for another day or so.
Well, I can certainly take a look. Maybe apply some sort of expertise in identifying what's wrong.
Sure. He'll point you into the shack. As you step inside, it stinks of like sweat and sick in here. You see a halfling woman bundled up under blankets, pale on the floor next to her. Looks extremely emaciated, heavy sweat on her brow, pale as can be. When you touch her, she's running a real high fever. Yeah, it's been going around. You get the sweats and the fever. You get sick out of both ends. Eventually, they waste away.
Well, I guess I'll bust out my alchemy set and try to figure out what exactly this disease might be.
Okay, give me an alchemy test there.
17?
Yeah. It looks like some type of like real intense like flu or something like that. He'd explained like, yeah, it goes around every year or two. Usually it's not this bad. She's the only one who's got it here, but I heard, the Rhoda camps over there have gotten hit pretty hard, and they're trying to figure out something to do about it. But, you got anything that can help her?
Well, let me see. Check my formula book here. No. Here we are. Antidote, anti-plague. I'm afraid all I could do is attempt an anti-plague.
Anti-plague
this
would
way
probably
whenever-
cut it, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll use one of my infused reagents to whip up a quick anti-plague and glug.
Sure thing, go ahead.
And then from there, it would just be a matter of the next time this character would make a check against the disease, they'd get a +2 item bonus to fortitude saving throws.
Okay.
For 24 hours.
Okay. Do you have to roll anything for that, or you just do it?
No, I can just do it. So long as I use my infused reagents.
Okay, yeah, you whipped it up. You give it to her. She has a hard time. She's real weak drinking it down, but eventually she gets it in her, kind of collapses back onto the bed. You kind of give them a spiel like, hey, over the next day you should hopefully see some improvement, and as long as you do, then she should be clear. It's like, that's fantastic. We, usually the molding spore are pretty good about taking care of these things, but they've been having some trouble, I guess, getting a hold of whatever they need here recently, so it's been worse than normal for sickness going around this time of year.
So a seasonal illness that comes through, the molding spore treated. Have you heard any rumors in regards to what's the holdup?
I have no idea. I mean, if, like I said, we sent for a healer and they said if they could do it, it'll be in a day or two. I mean, if you want to know more, you probably just need to go talk to them.
It might be worthwhile, yes.
Hey, thanks so much. Food, medicine, y'all are lifesavers. Yeah, this is fantastic. If you had, like I said, central hub, follow it around to your left, and eventually you'll come to the tunnel. They're down.
Very well, thank you. Thank you very kindly.
Does your boy know the way to the Unity Temple?
The Unity Temple? Which one is that? The Saren Ray Temple?
Oh, no, it's the Temple of the... No, sorry, Temple of the Vault. My bad.
Oh, Temple of the First Vault?
Yeah.
No, he only lived on the surface for a couple of years, so he doesn't know his way around up there. I've been there before.
Okay. Well, I'll hand him a gold.
Yeah.
They've got a pantry going on there with some connections on getting food together. Hopefully, if your wife gets some better food in her, she'll have a better chance of doing well. That should get you plenty, I hope.
That's fantastic. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Yeah, thank you. I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay, good.
All right. Anything else?
But no, just hope you I hope you have a better tomorrow.
Oh, thanks to you, I'm sure we will.
Well, the most of that really should be for Baker. He's
Beaker,
really
thank
smart.
you as well. That's, yeah. Anyway, if you all don't have anything else for him, we can move along.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way out through the main tunnel. Got so many things. Oh, there we go. Like you were instructed to. And eventually you come across this central hub, and it looks like this big spillway that everything kind of feeds into from all the different sewer paths. So there's just this big, massive, gaping kind of hole with this steeply sloped spillway going into it. Shut up, Jeremy. Old rusty rail. I know, you said it with your eyes.
Look, if you're gonna label me a sphincter, you can't go making gaping hole comments.
But yeah, this thing's massive, absolutely huge. You can't see across the other side, it's so far. But if you follow around like you did, eventually you start coming across those markings the thieves can't. I don't have a thing pulled up, and I still have the very tiny documents, but Mornath, you could easily translate it to, they're all pointing towards this one tunnel. They all say, like, shelter this way or food this way. Yeah, and eventually you find this big opening. You can see there's lights on down further into it. Proceed in.
Yeah, I mean, there was not two so far.
As you get further and further in, you see more of these little shanty setups, little houses here and there with people living in it. Maybe some people, just sleeping under like blankets and furs and stuff along the side. But eventually you come up to this very crude barricade across the waterway. You can see it's got this steel gate set into this wood. There's a walkway up top, and you could see cloaked figures standing guard on the top of this walkway. All of them have crossbows in hand. And as you approach, this hissing voice comes out of one of them like, "State your business before approaching any closer."
We're here to speak with Nelsk. We understand the molding spore are having difficulties with healing your seasonal disease that's been making its rounds.
You all are from surface. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it your concern with what happens down here?
Well, to be perfectly honest, we're also trying to investigate some evil sorcery taking place within the Deep Roads. Also, we understand there is a cult of undead monster creators that could stand to be wiped out, and we were hoping to earn rapport with your people in an effort to exist peaceably somewhere underground.
You wish to live underground?
Well, we want your help with your knowledge of the underground.
We at least want to be able to operate underground.
Yeah, like maybe we do you a good turn and you help us out, because you probably know a lot more about what's going on down here than we do.
So, someone told you to speak to Nelsk.
Yes, we
Yeah.
understand he is your leader.
This
Something.
is true. As this dude pulls his hood down, revealing, I'm just going to show all so you get an idea of what you're looking at.
Master Splinter.
Awesome.
It's Master Splinter. This, very well, I take you to Nelsk, but there's no violence allowed inside. You will leave your weapons inside. We have a place you can lock them up.
Okay.
You will be safe here. No harm will come as long as you do no harm and you do not steal from others.
Oh,
Mornath.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was already looking at Mornath with the weapons bit. and
Yeah,
now
The
I'm
weapons thing is not good for Puck Puck either.
You will be safe, and we will do you no harm.
You wouldn't separate an old hobgoblin from his walking flail?
I will. I've seen that movie. I know how it goes.
Oh. Okay.
They pirate all their movies down here.
I went through a lot. I went through a lot to get this thing. You're asking a lot of me to separate. I fully will support the no violence. But to separate me from this thing is like separating a man from his arm. I don't.
Why don't you give me a diplomacy test?
Rat. I just noticed his name is Rat, dude.
Yeah.
Right. God, why am I not better at diplomacy? 2.
I'm sorry, friend. It must be. Even I will lock up my weapons before heading into city.
Oh, wow, that's not sorry.
It must be done, or you must wait out here.
Do we get some kind of voucher or something? I mean, how do you know which bow goes to who?
We have storage, each with lock on it. You will have your items in your own container, and you will be given key. Only you will get them.
I tell you what, why don't you allow me to try and pick one of those locks? And if I can't do it, I'll feel secure in your system.
If this will facilitate this, yes, you try and pick. So yeah, they let you in. They escort you to these. It's this series of like small cages that it's like they've almost like welded metal plating over it to give it a little more secure. And you can see there's a row of them. Each one of them's maybe like 2 feet wide and like 3 feet deep. And he brings you up to one with the padlock on it with the key sticking out, and he pops the lock, opens, closes it, shows you the inside of the thing, closes it again and locks it. You try.
So question.
Yes.
Did I see that he had the key?
He has the key, yeah. You saw the key, yeah.
I'm going to pickpocket the key.
Oh my.
So I'll go in, it's like,
Glorious.
right, they look good.
Go ahead and give me that thievery test.
Yeah, so I have the pickpocketing feat. So I don't take the -5 penalty for it being closely guarded.
Okay.
Let's see if attempt to steal. I could even attempt to steal from somebody in combat.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Well, all right, so yeah, I'll make like I'm going to the lock and I'm going to pickpocket. I'm going to re-roll that.
Sure.
I'll spin my thing down. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You give him a pat. I mean, it's like a magician doing their things. Misdirected here and there, and you've got the key firmly palmed in your hand.
You know, to be fair, he didn't say I couldn't steal out here.
Technicalities.
I will attempt to pick the lock.
Sure. Give me that thievery test. Oh,
Oh my!
it's like butter. It's got some crude anti-picking countermeasures on it. Like it seems like someone maybe has opened this thing up and filed some notches into the little tumbler pins inside to give it mess up the picking. But you've dealt with this before. You
Yeah.
can easily overcome it.
So protected, you say?
I've never seen someone with such skill.
I mean, my friend Puck Puck here's weapon is incredibly valuable, and we're supposed to trust it to these inferior locks.
Let me see your weapon. I do not want to hold it, but just hold it up to me so I can inspect your weapon.
I will flourish it gently. Here. Take
Yes.
all of its grandeur in.
It looks like it has ice on it. Is this... It feels so cold, like I put face to it. I can feel cold air coming off.
You probably shouldn't put face to it. That could you don't you might not want to make a physical
It's my
contact.
nose, yes.
Never put puck balls on your face. It's not a good idea.
When did his pants
Well,
come
thank
off?
you,
This was very
Barbar.
quick. Fine, but we're going with you, and we will be armed too to ensure you cause no trouble.
Of course.
Fair.
The only reasonable, logical solution to weapons is more weapons. I understand
it-
completely.
You do not bring, a basketball to a gunfight. They teach us that in public school.
But what if you bring a
Along with small arms fire.
basketballs to a gun
Wait,
fight?
you guys have schools here?
Yes, we have schools here.
Wow,
That's great.
Barbar, that was
No.
very. Oh my goodness, I expected more.
we-
of you.
we don't
I'm
even have
very
a-
sorry for my friend here.
I didn't have a school where I grew up.
I'm
So,
sorry
like,
to hear that. This
I just
education
thought-
at a young age is very important for developing minds.
Back home, we learned everything we needed to know on the streets.
Okay, I just thought of how I'm going to spend my money if we don't die down here. Okay.
Nice. I will escort you to Nelsk now. And yeah, this series of tunnels they have here, they've got it. It looks like they've done actually some masonry work. They've got like all these little side tunnels kind of bricked up into like homes and businesses. It's like a full, like small village down here. And
It's
it's
like the Matrix,
yeah.
where they live.
Exactly. But yeah, he takes you to a kind of like a square, like a city square that's kind of set up. And there's it's not necessarily like run down, but it doesn't have the same level of like craftsmanship as the other ones. This is Nelsk's home. And it gives a knock on the door. And a few moments later, this aging looking rat dude, he's got gray fur all over, scars across him. He comes up. Let me go back to my journal and get the right name for. So we have Nelsk. Where are we at? Clip, you've brought me visitors. I've heard rumors that there was a new group running around. Got into a fight with Viper Strike.
That's us.
Well, come in, come in.
The word traveled quickly.
Word always travels quickly, and it was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We
So-
assure you, we don't have any such intentions with your group. They were not very.
Doofuses.
That would
Well-
be the technical term, yes.
As they say, enemy of my enemy is my friend. And this gang was nothing but trouble.
So there'll
So,
be less trouble now.
what brings you to our home?
Worse trouble.
It's always worth trouble.
We understand you know how to get to the deep roads. We would be willing to help you with some of your problems if you would be willing to direct us towards ancient evil that we could destroy and allow us to operate with relative impunity.
So, you want our help for you to go lower,
Yes,
and in exchange, you say you'll do favor for us?
correct.
I can accept this. This is good. I do need to ask, what is your... You say you're destroying evil. If you head to deep tunnels, you will find many evils down there.
We're looking for one in particular.
You ever seen a picture that looks kind of like a wolf's head?
We can show him the picture. I think. we
Have
saw
you-
it.
Oh, you have
yeah.
an etching on it, yeah.
Have you heard of the blade abhorrent?
I have, yes. It's been some years since I've encountered them because I don't go down there anymore. But yes, there are many of them down there, especially the further east you go.
I'm afraid that their activity has risen to the surface, and we are rooting them out.
Yes, I've heard, we've seen that many of the evil things below are surfacing. Between the monsters down deep and the blade abhorrent and the whispering way, there's been many foul things traveling to the surface here recently. It makes you worry what is driving them off.
Wow. They figured that out too.
It's true. We've had a very powerful new friend who has mentioned something called the dark below. That it is
Yes.
it is what's underneath the underneath, and it is very dangerous.
Yes, I've heard of it too. I've never been down there. I've never found a way to get down there. But yes, it's rumored to be hell on earth.
You see.
Sounds like a perfect place for us to go to.
So, I know how you can get down there. For the tunnels, the deep tunnels. And I have the key you need.
Puck will reach into his pouch, pull out his writing kit and some scrolls.
Well, let us begin contractual negotiations for how we can gain that information, and we can repay you dutifully. What would you like?
Well, it's your goals and my goals align on this. So, I need you to go talk to the molding spore. They usually make the medicine we need to drive off the yearly sickness, but they do not have the ingredients they need. They get them from the deep tunnels, but it's become too dangerous for them. So, go speak with Molding Spore. Find out where these things are. And while you're down there, fetch the medicine, the ingredients for the medicine we need.
Okay.
You go talk to them, you get the information. Once you have it, I will show you the way down and I will give you the key you need to enter.
So then I'll flourish blow the ink off, and I will read it back to him. The careful exchange
Yeah.
of services for service, and good because we're getting the key as well.
This is acceptable. Do you wish me to put mark on it?
Yes, could you sign right there?
Yeah.
here.
No, he's got enough finger. He actually puts his pen to his name to the paper.
Beautiful penmanship. Your public school system down here has not turned away from cursive writing. I'm very glad to hear
We
that. Is excellent.
have not. We had an exchange program with some of the surface schools, and they said they were doing away with it, but it was a mistake. Cursive writing, not only does it look nice, it also is great for developing fine motor controls.
We are in a complete agreement, Nelsk. It's just a pleasure to speak with you right now. How wonderful.
If someone were thinking to maybe try and hire tutors, where would you recommend to go to?
Tutors for what? We do have we have some tutors down here that could teach what needs to be taught. Or do you
I
want?
might take you up on that, actually.
Yes, I mean, if you complete this task, you will be friends. We will
Okay.
be glad to lend you our services.
So, box 2 on Barbar's personal Suikoden checklist is number 1, peace with the druids. Number 2, school at the castle.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he gives you some instructions on how to get to the molding spore. It's like go to the central hub, cut directly across, take the first big right tunnel you come across, or a left tunnel, and then follow that and it'll take you right to him. You'll know you're getting close. So the closer you get, the more the mushrooms will grow freely.
I wonder if these are the mushroom people that we were told of earlier.
And they are mushroom people, yes. They're very easy to identify by the fact that they've got mushrooms growing out of them all over.
Is there like any way for us to like, approach them peacefully? Anything we need to know?
They're a peaceful group. I will give you warning. They do not tolerate undead or desecration of the natural process of death.
I think we're just fine.
Yes. Go ahead.
Is there a particular contact, a druid that we might be able to communicate with there that would know your name? Should we give it for vouching?
Yeah, if you go there, ask for Armillery. She is their leader. And tell her that you're on Nelsk's request.
Perfect. Excellent.
They are welcoming and they do take in strangers. They're an odd bunch. And they have a bit of a bizarre appearance. So ready yourselves for that. And some of their rituals for handling the dead can seem a bit off-putting, so please be respectful of their ways. And don't eat any meat that they offer.
Good tip. Thank you. Good tip.
Yes. So, if we have more business, we can talk. If not, I'll leave you to what you need to do. You're welcome to stay here in the city. I just ask that you mind the peace, don't steal, and don't cause trouble. If you ever want to do us help in the short term, there's never enough food down here.
What kind of food do you most enjoy?
I prefer myself a good bread and cheese. It's a good combo, melted over, nice toast. But I mean, yes, they say beggars cannot be choosers.
Well, let's say you could choose, and the food that you get could be more long-term in storage. What would you prefer?
Long-term storage food. I mean, we don't get much in the way of fresh vegetation. Vegetables are always appreciated, but they don't store too long. We can catch the occasional frog down here, but meat can be tough to come by. We live off a lot of what we can get is salted, cured beefs and pork, but maybe fish.
And if only you were friends with like a bunch of farmers that were in need of a better education system.
I mean, we have tried to set up peaceful relations with the surface before, but it never went well. They saw our appearance and presumed us monsters.
That's okay. I'm ugly as hell and I have a castle, so, we can work something out.
My friend, you are not ugly on the outside and you have a wonderful soul on the inside. Don't ever talk ill of yourself.
That's really nice.
What if they had a tunnel that maybe went right under your castle so that they could come up, and so like fresh food could be delivered to the castle, maybe in a particular room that they'd have access to.
Who are you? You are that's just very kind of. What a very kind and selfless.
But one day
good
I'll
gesture.
come asking for a favor.
Oh, there it is. There he is. That's our Moneth right there. Okay.
I will tell you, this would not be opposed. Where is this castle at?
I'll give the general gist. As Jeremy's terrible at directions.
That's
It's
that
probably
could
a
be
good way.
trouble. To get to your area, you would have to pass through the territory of the sewer dragons.
Who are they?
Sewer dragons.
They're small, lizard-like people. They're not, bad. They are friendly to a degree, but they defend their territory very fiercely, and they're quite fond of traps. They're relatively new down here, too.
What you're saying is maybe they could be like a security network.
If you can negotiate with them,
Okay, I need to write down a third.
yeah. If
This is
you
going to be a very complicated contract. So many different parties involved, but it's okay, Barbara. I will help you with this. No problem.
If you wish to speak with them, they're led by a winged little lizard man. It goes by the name Dub Dub.
Oh,
Dub dub. I love it.
I know who these people are.
So naturally, number 3 is going to be labeled Wubba Lubba Dub Dub.
But yes, if you can get to a point where you can talk to them, they will talk as long as you're peaceful, but it's getting to them is very, very dangerous. They're fond of traps and fire and spikes.
They sound lovely, honestly.
Are you sure you're not part kobold, Mornath?
Well, I mean, I never knew my dad.
Anyway, anything else for Nelsk?
Think so? I guess we go talk to some mushroom folks.
Okay. Very cool. Let's see. Cool, yeah. Alright. I do a couple quick rolls. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you this. The rolls came out in your favor. You are able to travel there without any trouble. So yeah, you make your way around this huge central chamber. Eventually you find the main off tunnel that he was talking about. You follow it for a while. It's the further in you get, the more kind of like earthy it smells, and it's kind of got that like forest dirt kind of scent to it. You take the first right as instructed and you follow it around. And it's as you're moving along, you can see there's more like algae growing on the water. You can see there's some like lichen and moss creeping up the sides. Slowly it starts turning into mushroom growth, like little mushrooms, little white caps here and there. And the deeper you go, the more these mushrooms, and eventually you're squeaking along down the center of the sewerway. Usually it'd be full of water, but you're walking on a thick layer of like moss and like debris. As these giant mushrooms, like the caps on these things are like 4 feet across as you're working your way down. And eventually...
Should we be breathing this in? I mean, don't mushrooms spore? Isn't that bad for you?
That's a good point. I'll
Dr.
spend the rest
Medicine.
of my infused reagents to whip us up some quick anti-plagues so that we can all drink it.
Thank you, Dr. Medicine.
Go. Yeah, eventually, as you're all moving down, I'm presuming who usually takes the lead? Is it Mornath or is it Barbar?
If we're sneaking, it's me. If we're boldly striding forward.
What's
If
Yeah.
it's like
Say-
When you're being
survivally
bold-
tracking stuff, then I think
Yeah.
Puck Puck would be up. Yeah.
Okay.
you'd be
Yeah.
up there.
That's true.
Never
yeah.
me.
Okay, so Puck Puck, as you're moving along, keeping an eye out, these mushrooms are very unsettling. Some of them even have glow to them, so it's dimly illuminated in here. And you see off in the distance, right next to a bend in the tunnel, you see movement. You can see some of the mushrooms kind of like moving and separating here and there. And as you're kind of watching, you can see a person walks out. Seems like they just form out of the wall. They don't notice your group as they turn to walk. They're going the same direction to you, so you're watching them walk away from you. But their shape's odd. It's very lumpy, misformed. Seems like they're walking with a bit of an odd gait to them.
They look like mushroomy. They look like
Yeah.
fungally.
They look,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll call out, "Hail there, person of this room. We have business with your people."
They stop and they turn around. Oh my! Ugh, visitors! Come! As you approach, you can see this person's just got mushrooms just growing out of their skin. One of their eyes is missing, and there's just this mushroom stalk coming up to a cap that's setting above their head.
See? Spores!
Yeah, their skin's just this really gross, discolored thing. Their rough, kind of burlap robe. It's very bulky and misshapen, like they've got these caps all over their body. Oh, it's great. We don't get many visitors down here. Have you come to learn?
Why on earth wouldn't you?
Don't.
Learn. Yes.
Yes, learn. We teach the ways of Silofir. A
Of
great
what?
lord.
Of who?
Silofir, the great mushroom.
Oh, of course.
Is that-
the great mushroom.
Is that like something that's like a legitimate known deity or anything?
In Dungeons and Dragons, yes. In Pathfinder,
Okay.
no. So
Okay.
if you want to roll a check to see if you recognize this deity, you're welcome to, and then I'll share information with you.
I mean, why not? It's fun.
Can I get in on that?
Yeah, whoever wants to, yeah. And I'll just say this, just as you read this, keep in mind that I didn't re-edit it for Pathfinder, so it's referencing D&D
my gosh.
stuff.
My
Barbar.
goodness, Barbar.
Oh yeah, we have actually there's a weird old fella that used to handle our compost for us.
Yeah.
Farm lore strikes again.
The most bizarre knowledge. I can't write cursive, but I know about Silofir.
Yeah, well,
Farm lore.
farm lore. So yeah, Silofir, very neutral god. God of mushrooms, handles decay, renewal. Very, very angry about people breaking the cycle of life. You know, we live, we grow, we die, we return to the earth so something else can grow in our place. But yeah. It'll teach you the glory of Silofir if you want. Come. We'll have you speak with our priestess. She's quite excited when new people come around.
That's great. I remember that fella. He had some sort of song he sang about it, like some sort of circle of life thing.
Yes, it's because the circle of life and like the zebras and the donkeys and stuff all like raise their heads up. It's wonderful.
Beautiful.
Now, I should
Almost
note,
like it could be in a movie.
you have to be very careful here. We don't want a certain company's lawyers coming after us. I'm not that good of a lawyer, I'm just saying.
So, yeah, they take you in, and it's actually really impressive looking despite the grossness of it. This almost large temple underground. It's got pews. All of it are just formed of growing mushrooms. There's a fountain up at the center on the dais of this temple. You can see all of these people walking around in various states of having these mushrooms sprout out of them. Just wait here for a second. I'll go get Our Lady Armarilla. Just wait right here. And he shuffles off, leaving you all alone in here. There's other people in here tending to duties, prayers, tending to mushrooms. Anything you all want to do while you wait?
It's interesting they didn't take our weapons or try to take our weapons.
I mean,
I don't think they're
to be
concerned
fair,
with fighting.
if I was like a little, I mean, no disrespect to them for being tinier than us, but if I was a little bitty rat dude and a group of adventurers showed up, like armed to the teeth, I'm just saying I don't begrudge them that request.
Sure, but if you think about it from the inverse, right? We were entering into their settlement, all of them, and they said, "Hey, come inside, but leave all your weapons." But like, we don't know nothing about them. There could have just been hundreds of those rat people, and they're ready to kill us.
And maybe they want to eat us.
I mean, you saw his shirt; it was covered in blood. We don't know where that blood came from.
Oh. Yeah, I just always try to assume the best intentions of people.
Is that why you assumed that they didn't have schools?
I really need to just, check my privilege there, and I'm trying to make myself a better person. I've got a list actually of things I'm working on.
That's very noble of you.
Are you checking it twice?
Yeah, I should, because sometimes I forget things.
Mortis snuck in a few. Kick a puppy today.
I don't see how this makes you a better person, Barbara. This is a very strange list.
I don't remember why I wrote that.
We should probably take you to see one of the psychologists up in Vruz. I worry about the fact that you're having memory problems.
No, that's nothing new.
Eventually,
It's a tradition.
Concerning. That's still concerning, by the way.
Oh, it's a tradition in our tribe. Whenever you're first born, they drop you on the head, and if you survive that, that's the first trial. That comes like a couple years before they start feeding you the rotten meat with the flies in it.
For flavor, right? No.
Yeah.
That is a hard life, my friend. That is how you've maintained your positive disposition. Is very impressive.
Oh, trust me, my new family is just so wonderful. You have no idea.
I really hope they are truly good, and that someone somewhere isn't considering making them awful, like in some way. I really hope they're very good.
I mean, I personally sympathize with having a traumatic childhood. My parents wanted me to attend wizarding school.
same thing.
Terrible.
Same thing.
They were even gonna pay for it.
Wow. How ridiculous is that? Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Beaker.
Eventually,
I mean, I'm terrified of wizards.
Yeah.
I hear you.
yeah, this mushroom dude returns, and behind him, she's like 12 feet tall. She's entirely mushroom, but not like the other ones where they're sprouting out. Like, no, she is the mushroom. She's this stalk, feminine mushroom stalk, legs on the bottom of it, arms. It goes to her head right underneath this big cap that's red with white spots on the top. Very feminine features on her face and everything. And she's just all mushroom. Very mushroom, thick with two C's. What I'm fishing for is fan art here. So they can put Barbar and the big mushroom lady together. Anyway.
Farm lore.
Farm lore.
This farm lore has an awful lot of pictures in it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
A disproportionate number of them showing breeding.
I thought it was all through spores, but I was wrong.
Oh no.
Oh my.
We have travelers. Do you seek enlightenment or do you need healing from our little congregation?
I don't know, but I can introduce you to a fun guy. I don't actually say that. Sorry.
Huh. I was going to say, well, let's roll initiative. Okay, never mind.
We have been sent by
Leaning
the
into the bar here.
the Rota,
Oh, yes, yes.
by Delsk to inquire about some medicine for their people.
Yes. Quite sad that we're not able to help them.
Not able.
Yes. We had growing chambers in the deep tunnels where we could cultivate the mushrooms we need for our various healing poultices and potions and elixirs. And with the increased activity down below, we cannot safely travel to our growing caves to harvest what we need to make the medicine that our Rota friends need. I feel for their plight. We're currently working on using the last of what we have in reserve up here, but it won't be enough to handle the current problem.
We go down there, slap around the thread, just paste them one, and safe passage, medicine.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, certainly. If you're going to go down there, if you want to, I kindly ask that maybe you could just harvest it for us. And then...
Would it turn us
Puck.
into mushrooms if we harvested it?
No, our
Okay.
clergy here, if you're worried about growing things in an unnatural way, it takes years of dedication and ingestion of very specific fungi to start achieving this level of dedication.
Puck will pull a scroll out of his bag, place it against Barbar's back, and starts writing.
We, the adventuring party, agreed to fetch various mushroom harvesting thing. What's the proper term for this? That legally very important we get this correct.
And I will begin.
Reagents.
Reagents. Yes, beautiful, wonderful beaker. Oh, yes.
And I will write out yet another contract.
So the specific mushroom we have, it is called the woolly blue Neptune. You're welcome, Dan. You'll know it's short little mushrooms, a very bright blue. They glow a little bit, and they look shaggy, white fluffs all over them. We need you to harvest as much as you can. And I'll gladly give you instructions to where our growing chambers are. I fear that the path will be quite dangerous. Also, when you get to our growing chambers, they are protected, so I do not fear for the chamber's well-being, but it is something you will have to contend with. I believe you refer to them as golems. We have our chambers.
Are these golems made of skin by any chance?
They're made of mushrooms. There's a theme here, if you haven't noticed.
At least they're not made out of skin.
Yes, we're used to those.
So they will attack anyone who is not growing as we are. I would ask that you not harm them if possible. Luckily, they are slow and they're not very bright, so maybe you could sneak past them or lure them off in some way.
Some way, yes.
Do you know what has caused them to animate and become aggressive exactly?
The golems?
Yes.
That's how we made them.
Oh.
It's the other
now
things.
they've
The other
gotcha.
things.
No, the golems are still doing what they're meant to do. They're guarding our growing caves.
I see.
If you're not of our group here, if you're not growing mushrooms all over you, they'll recognize you as hostile and try and smash you.
I see.
But
Must be
there
a-
must be some. Oh, I'm sorry.
Must be of the shroomish persuasion.
You must be of the shroomish persuasion, or they will attack.
But what's the? And I'm a little slow here. I'm sorry, but what's the outside factor that was preventing shroomish persuasions from going in there?
That
The,
right
the
there is where I was-
monsters, the running wild, it was always dangerous in the deep roads, or in the deep tunnels, but it's become much worse here recently. Yes.
But if the golems are just doing what they're supposed to be doing, then why are there monsters that are running wild and such?
Well, the golems only guard the caves. Any monsters that enter the caves will be dealt with, but they don't leave their caves.
I see. It's okay. It's the
They're
path there.
guardians.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, dog.
We didn't want to unleash them all over in case there's someone who doesn't need to be smashed down there. So they just guard our growing caves.
Is there no way that we could maybe cast a spell, maybe rub some fungal matter on us that we could possibly get the golems to recognize us as friend, not foe?
Rubbing it on you, I don't think will do. I'll tell you what. Give me a day to come up with something.
Could we wear one of you like a skin suit?
That would probably not be good for the person you're wearing.
Right.
Or good for you, for that matter.
Hey, no ideas off the table, though. We're really just workshopping.
So I think I could come up with an elixir that if you consume it, you'll start sprouting mushrooms, but they should only last for a very short amount of time. Just enough for you to sneak in and harvest what you need. I'm presuming you don't want to wear mushrooms for the rest of your life.
No offense, but no.
That's fine. It's not for everyone. So give us a day to come up with this elixir. And then you'll have it. And you'll be good to go. And she'll give you some rough directions on how to get to the growing caves.
Our companion Beaker here is a brilliant chemical scientist. He could perhaps lend aid with the elixir. Could you not, Beaker?
I could certainly attempt to. Mutagens are not exactly my specialty, but I'll see what I can do.
He's very modest. He's brilliant.
You're all welcome to stay here. It is safe and no harm will come to you here if you want to stay here while we make this. And Beaker, you can certainly assist.
Alternatively, maybe we start heading towards the caves, clear a little bit out, and then come back.
I mean, you could. I mean, I hate to say it, but probably your best bet is to spend as little time down there as possible. But it's certainly something you could do. So, shall you stay here with us while Beaker assists us on creating our concoction? Or do you wish to return in a day?
That depends. I understand that there are certain psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh, there certainly are. You
Yes, ones that would help you see visions from Silather, perhaps?
Well, I mean, you could go those, or we have the ones we just take for fun.
Oh, yes.
I'll stay.
Absolutely.
Very well. Yeah, so we're just about at time, so here's what we're going to do. Everyone stays the night here. Beaker, I want you to give me your alchemy roll. 23, that's good. You can help speed it up a little bit, but I was also going to do a roll to see if there was a chance of these mushrooms being a little more on the permanent side. But with your 23, you're able to safely confirm that they won't be turning anyone into permanent mushrooms.
I was concerned about.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we just go do this instead.
She set you all up with quarters for the night, and then after mealtime, which is a whole lot of mushrooms. She gives everyone who wants some tiny little mushroom caps. She's just like, one will do it. And you all
Right.
have whoever consumes will have an absolutely fantastic trip.
I treat it like an opium den.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Who's all taking the magic mushrooms?
Thanks for being.
Not I. I intend on having like an extremely boring religious chat with them.
Okay, that's fine.
I have contracts to make copy
Okay.
of. I have one for
I think
these.
it's just going to be me
one
and
for the
Mornath
road.
there.
Okay, so I have homework for Bert and Jake. And next week...
Oh no, I slipped that into their drinks, man. We're all doing this.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
no.
Give me your thievery test there, Bert.
You know,
You know
who
what? I
else
think
hates
I'll
the
help. I'll
undead?
make a thievery test too.
Mornath has it. I'm sorry, everyone. When you're not looking, Mornath slips these magic mushrooms into your drink. So,
Be thankful
everyone,
it's just one.
everyone has homework now. Next session, when we start, I want you all to tell me about the wild trip that each of your characters had.
Oh man.
Sound
Okay.
good? Yeah?
Yes.
Let's see what Bing has to say about magic mushroom trip experiences.
That's fantastic. The DEA is totally not coming after you after that. Okay, that's where we're going to wrap it. Let's see, this is session 9. So why don't you each take another 200 experience points?
Ooh, experience.
Be halfway over to level 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Yep, that's right. 200 XP.
Nice.
So yeah, next session we'll pick up. We can leave the Molding Spore Temple. You can meet back up with Rhoda, and you will be given entrance into the deep tunnels.
Ah, yeah.
I got to allow that word. I've still got the one thing cranked way up, the auto mod. Anyway, yeah, Bert, you got anything going on this week?
I got some BX Dungeons and Dragons for playing through Castle Amber on Friday. And this Sunday, we're starting a new story arc in Shadowrun with a new system, the one roll engine.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
And then next Tuesday is first edition Dungeons and Dragons,
Cool.
playing through Temple of Elemental Evil, the
Oh,
classic
wow.
one.
There you go.
Ooh.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, Friday we're doing Delta Green, continuing Impossible Landscapes. We're a little bit into part 3, so that should be fun. And then Saturday we're doing Blades in the Dark, starting up our second score. And on Monday we are back to Ultraviolet Grasslands with some of the people that you now see.
Nice. Yeah, here on Defenders, today's Wednesday already. So tomorrow night, if you swing by, we're going to be doing Watercolors and Warriors, our 5th at Ghibli campaign. We're off on Friday, but Saturday we'll be back at 1 p.m. for some Forbidden Lands. And then, yeah, more of this game right here next Wednesday, same time, same place. That's
We
all.
might even stick to the script.
You know, what?
No.
It's all the
No.
script if I don't plan any script. So,
Oh, there you go. You've seen through us.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I fucking got. So until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and go get your fucking vaccine. Deuces.